So today I'm doing 20 damage straight to my opponent's face with my favourite combo in Standard, and I get to use an artifact rarely played, but it's super effective. Hey everyone, Hex here, and today I'm playing some Standard looking to one-shot kill our opponents. Over the next few weeks I'm going to do a load of short videos and try to cover all combos in Standard and all the alternate wins too, so if you haven't yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button below to not miss out, and you may get to see some that you didn't even know existed. But onto this deck, and I'm going to be using one of my favourite creatures in Standard, that's Hidetsugu and Kairi. I'm sure you've seen this card before, but to refresh, Hidetsugu is a 5/4 flying ogre demon dragon that when it ETBs you get to draw 3 cards and put 2 cards back on top of your library. When it dies, target opponent loses life equal to its mana cost. If it's an instant or sorcery, you can also cast it for free. So there are many cards you can pair with this, but I'm going to be going for Explosive Singularity. It's a 10 cost sorcery that does 10 damage, so you pair it with Hidetsugu and you should win on the spot. So the combo speaks for itself, but there are a couple of things you want to remember when setting this up. Firstly, you can do 20 damage, so if the opponent has life gain lands, angels, instant speed life gain, Sheoldreds, etc., you've got to be careful before pulling the trigger on this. Secondly, you want to be the one controlling the killing of Hidetsugu. This ensures you correctly cast the card from the top of your deck. You can't trust your opponent to do this for you, especially with all the exile effects around today. Thirdly, you want to ramp quickly and use your resources wisely to do your combo. Don't worry about your life total. You're a combo deck that aims to win in 1 turn, so winning on 1 life is just as effective as winning on 100. So how am I going to sacrifice my creature? Well, I've got plenty of ways to do that. We're going to use Staff of Completion, Liliana, Go for the Throat, Make Disappear, and Corrupted Conviction. All great in their own way, all do amazing things other than just sacrifice our creature, but I just want to mention the staff. It literally does everything you want in this deck, especially if you aren't concerned with your life total. Liliana's great too for sacrificing Hidetsugu, but also discarding your creature isn't too bad too, because we're running Cruelty of Gix, the glue that holds this deck together. It disrupts your opponents, it finds your combo pieces, and it resurrects Hidetsugu if you find that creature is in your graveyard. The rest of the deck is ramp in Riveteers Requisitioner, Big Score, and Goldhound. Goldhound surprisingly good in the deck early on. It does block well, plus obviously you can sacrifice it for some treasure. Then we've got some meta relevant cards. We've got Brotherhood's Ends for creature decks, Corpse Appraisers for reanimator decks, and Breach the Multiverse, as this is my favorite card and I found a way to sneak 1 copy in the deck. We're running 24 lands, and even that seems plenty with all the treasure flowing around. This is a blast to play, and I really can't praise the Staff of Completion enough in this build. There's another build that people use and I play a lot with as well, the Jace and Mill one, and also the Staff of Completion works pretty well there because you can proliferate your Jace before you activate it to mill another 3 cards. But anyway, have a watch of the few games that I played here, and let me know your favorite combos in Standard. All right, on the play here, hand is okay for a combo deck. We have 1 piece of our combo in our hand with the Singularity. Cruelty of Gix can help us find another. Brotherhood's End, brilliant here to bail us out of trouble if we're getting overrun by creatures. And as you see, we just drew our Goldhound, which is our little treasure dog. Can help us ramp away. So quite liking this hand here. See what the opponent's up to. So it looks like Esper. And yeah, next turn we get to Big Score, or not. Opponent cuts down our little treasure, but that's fine by me. We'll play our land here and say go. See what they're up to. Okay, they're not playing any creatures, but we do find our 4th land drop. So we're going to Big Score this turn. Okay, opponent missed a land drop. So with Big Score, we will get rid of this land in our hand. No stick there, so I don't think opponent has any non-creature counter spells, so we should be okay to drop our Cruelty of Gix here. Have a look in the opponent's hand, see what we're up against. Okay, Paragon, Liliana, and a whole bunch of removal. Okay, well, Liliana can actually... Well, Liliana's not a problem for us at all. I think Paragon is an issue. We want to keep the opponent's life total down as well. Okay, well, they're playing Arena there, so... You want to make sure that their life total doesn't go over 20. Even 21 means we can't combo kill in one turn. I used the Cruelty there to find our Hidetsugu. So we just need a way to kill off our own creature, and we should be... Okay, I am going to play the other Cruelty of Gix whilst I can. I'm going to look for a way for us to sacrifice our creature next turn for free. I mean, there's so many in the deck, but I'm going to go for my little card that I like to use, that Staff of Completion, and we might as well drop this now. Opponent doesn't look like they've got counter spells, even though they're using Rafine's Tower. They look like they're just black and white. I mean, if we did play Hidetsugu there and put the Singularity on top, opponent may have gone to kill it, but we've got to be careful that they don't find a way to exile our creature instead. So you want to stay in charge of your own destiny, really. Get Hidetsugu down, kill it yourself. You got to be so careful here that you get the right card on the top of the deck. So we're going to discard a card here, and yeah, we have lethal next turn. We'll ditch this Brotherhood's End. And yeah, we should be okay here. Opponent just with the 1 white mana open. We even get a Serra Paragon. So we could have, I guess, discarded our Hidetsugu there, brought it back. I don't think it makes any difference. We can just play it ourselves. Like I said, stay on top of our own deck, do our own thing. Try not to use the opponent's cards to do our job for us. And yeah, this is how we can destroy our own Hidetsugu here. And whack our opponent for 10 damage from the CMC of this card. And then 10 damage from its ability. Alright, on the play with a very keepable hand for a combo deck like ours. Some interaction, some ramp, and our Hidetsugu. Okay, opponent gains a life with their tap land. That is definitely something we've got to be careful of. We can do 20 damage in one hit, but we can't do 21 damage. So we're going to have to find a way to drop the opponent's life total below 20 before we combo off. And we'll just attack with our Requisitioner here to see if we can do just that. No, it's March of Wretched Sorrow, so I guess they're going to gain some life here. So we could go for the throw our own creature here to ensure that doesn't happen, but I don't think we need to do that. Okay, opponent's turn here. So it looks like they're just on Orzhov. There's Wedding Announcement, that's fine. So we either big score here or we wait to save our treasure. I think it's absolutely fine to do that now, and yeah, we'll just ditch this go for the throat for the moment. A couple of lands, probably not what we want to see. A third land, definitely not what we want to see. So we'll drop our mountain, and I guess that we could Brotherhood's End this 1/1 away. We could use Otawara on the Wedding Announcement, but we're under no real pressure at the minute. We're looking to win in one turn, and we have 20 life to play with. An opponent plays a Phyrexian Arena, so they are going to draw cards, but most importantly, they're going to start taking damage. So it will ensure our timing on our combo is going to tally up with their life totals as we find our Explosive Singularity. All right. So we could play Hidetsugu here. Opponent kills it. We do 20 damage. Not good enough. They go down 1 damage in their upkeep. They go down to 1 life. They would have to find a way to gain life, but we do run the risk of them finding a way to exile our Hidetsugu. Not what I want to be doing. Patience is the key here, so I think we'll just Brotherhood's End our opponent's board and pass our turn, and we'll try and find a way to strike. There's so many ways in this deck for us to sacrifice our own creatures. There's like 12, 14 ways, so we'll get there. We just got to try and stop them from gaining life. Okay, a Trespasser is not that though. So there is a Requisitioner in our graveyard. They take big score though, probably thinking maybe that we're an Arcane Bombardment deck. As we find another Requisitioner. I don't think we need any more lands or treasures. We certainly don't want to give them any more targets in our graveyard so they can start gaining life. They can attack next turn with their Trespasser and eat our Requisitioner from the graveyard. That will put them up to 22, but they're going to take a few points of damage from the arena. So it's been a little bit unlucky with our draws, I think. Load of land. Guess we'll just drop a land and pass our turn. So a little bit annoying. We do flip or transform the Trespasser. We're going to take 7, and we're going to take an 8th point of damage from our Requisition in our graveyard. But yeah, combo decks like this, glass cannon decks, we're going to live or die by drawing the right cards at the right time. So what I don't want to see now is like a duress or something. Okay, another arena. That's fine. In a weird way, that's good that they're drawing cards, they're losing life. We do find a Cruelty of Gix here. This should be enough, shouldn't it? We're on 11. Well, they can do 7 damage to us next turn. We're going to lose 3 life for the second chapter. I think we're going to have to go for it and look for a way that we can kill Hidetsugu next turn and hope they can't find another way to do an extra point of damage to us. So yeah, we can find a few different cards here. Staff of Completion won't work though, because that's going to cost us mana to kill our own creature. So I think the safest way here is just with Corrupted Conviction. I certainly don't want to play the Requisitioner. They'll just cut that down. Yep, don't do it. There we go. They'll just cut that down and they'll eat it from the graveyard, which will be the 8th point of damage. As hopefully they cannot do another point of damage to us as they attack us for 7. Nothing in my graveyard. So they're probably holding just a load of removal in their hands and just had no targets. But yeah, we've got lethal here. So I'm going to play Hidetsugu. Now the argument here is to wait for them to target it with something like a March before we Corrupted Conviction. But I'm just going to go for it now. I don't want to be waiting any longer with just 1 life. And it worked. Yeah, this should be enough damage we can do. I would strongly advise waiting and responding, but we were on 1 life and I wasn't going to do that then.